Violet here, second generation homeschooling mom of 3. I have an 8-year-old, a 5-year-old, and an infant. Today I wanted to share with you some of the library books that we checked out in April, so let's get into it. So because of the eclipse, our library had a ton of books about space out, and my kids love space. So the first few books I'm going to show you are all space things. This book my son has checked out before, Goodnight Exomoon. It's Goodnight Moon, but all astronomy stuff. He really likes this book. We've checked it out a lot. Jupiter the Gassy Giant. It talks about different space smells, and it's Jupiter narrating the whole thing. So this was a cute book. The Museum on the Moon. This one was really cool. I haven't seen a book like this before, but it's a series of poems set up like they're the like signs at a museum. And so each one is about a different thing that's been left on the moon, like footprints and various artifacts. And then there's little informational paragraphs in the sidebars about the various things that have been left on the moon. So this one was really cool. This is Questions and Answers Solar System, 60 Fantastic Facts to Explore. So up here, there's questions, and then down here, each flap has an answer. So this one answers this, and so they kind of match. So my kids really liked this one as well. Anything with flaps is a hit. So this book is a variety of science topics, going from things close to Earth all the way up to the sun. Here's a table of contents. And so each page has some facts, but then what's fun about this book, my kids like, is once you get to the middle, you're all the way out in the universe, then you have to flip the book over. You're starting again on the Earth's surface, but now you're going all the way down to the center of the Earth. So my kids thought this book was really fun. Exoplanets. My son really likes exoplanets, I think, because of Goodnight Exomoon. So this is just has different facts about different exoplanets, and that's pretty much it. I like the pictures in this, though. The illustration style is one that I like. The next set of books I'm going to show you are all kind of spring themed. So this one's called Rain, and it's a little girl jumping in puddles, and she cheers up this grumpy old man. So this is a cute one. This next one we've checked out, I think we check this out almost every year, Planting a Rainbow by Lois Ehlert. So it's a mom and her daughter plant seeds, and then at the end, all these different colored flowers grow, and they're all labeled, which my kids really appreciate, because then they can ask my husband to buy specific seeds. This next one's also by Lois Ehlert, Waiting for Wings, and it's a butterfly, and it has, I don't know if you can see, but the bottom here is different flaps that all take place on this plant. And then the next page has more flaps as this butterfly or this caterpillar turns into a butterfly, and then the cycle starts over again. And then again, it labels all the butterflies in the book at the back and all the flowers as well. This next book is called Pipsy the Nature Detective. It's also about caterpillars. She doesn't know about metamorphosis, and she goes on a little science adventure to observe metamorphosis in action. So my kids like that one. I think it's a little young for them. They both are pretty, we've done a lot of science, so they weren't like surprised by anything in it, but it was cute. This is this goat and this rabbit fighting over the goat's garden, and the goat gets the rabbit to help him, and then in the end they share all the vegetables they grow. So I thought this one was cute. We're done with the spring books. These next ones are about libraries, I guess. The New Librarian. So the librarian is missing, and there's a bear in her place. And then she comes back at the end. And this next one, a book for Bear. He's looking for the perfect book, and so his best friend, this little girl Ellen, just kind of stand-in for the librarian, helps him figure out what exactly he needs. And so in the end, they end up making their own book. This next book is Hands and Hearts, and it's kind of like little poems with associated ASL signs. I don't think it's particularly easy. Like, I like videos of signs. I think it's much clearer, to me at least, what's going on and what it's supposed to look like. But I still really liked this book. All right, so these next few we've checked out before. I think our library had them out because Asian American Pacific Islander Month is starting soon in May. But Eyes That Kiss in the Corners. This is about a girl who notices that her eyes are different from her friends, and then she realizes that they're like her families, and she really appreciates them. So this book is just really beautiful. So this one's about a little girl. This is the same idea, but with a little boy. His eyes connect him to all of his ancestors and his culture, and the illustrations in these are beautiful. And then they have a new one, same author, Eyes That Weave the World's Wonders. So she's adopted, and so she notices that she looks different from her family, and so this book is about her navigating that and still being proud of her culture and her heritage. For this book as well, I just saw that Michelle G posted a review of a like social justice subscription box that they get that included this for this month. So I'll link that below if you're interested in a closer look at that subscription box. But I really like these books. All right, the next series of books I'm going to show you are all of my daughter's books that she checked out this month. This Press Start series is one of the Branches books. She's read the whole series before, but my son really likes this particular book, so she checked it out to read to him, which I thought was so sweet. But they're all like sort of graphic novel style, and it's this dad and his kid playing a video game together. So those are fun. And then these next two, I think I showed one of these books in my last library haul video, but my daughter liked the series and checked out the rest of them. I think we've returned all the other ones. But it's about this girl, Sarai, and she's doing various things at school, essentially. So it's kind of like a slice of life book. These next two, these are also Branches series. My daughter has also reread both The Notebook of Doom and The Binder of Doom. They're two separate series. This series comes after The Notebook. The Notebook is the first series. But she wanted to check these out and reread them. So these are more like traditional early reader chapter books with a lot of pictures, but all in black and white. This next one, my daughter really likes cats. So she saw this book that has like mostly real cat pictures, but some real other animals too, inserted into the drawings. And she just thought it was really cute, so she checked it out. And I think she enjoyed it. She read it so quickly, it was very easy for her to read. This next one is called Polly Diamond and the Magic Book, and it's about this little girl who wants to be an author. She loves writing, and she discovers this magic book that when she writes in it, the things that she writes come true. And so it's all about how sometimes what you write isn't exactly what you mean, and kind of thinking about the consequences of your actions. So my daughter really liked this. The cover's all glittery too, which was, I think, why my daughter picked it out of the library. This next book is called Definitely Dominguita, Knight of the Cape. And so it's a little Cuban girl who loves Don Quixote. And so this is kind of her Don Quixote story. So she's a knight and she's trying to prove to the world that she can do that. This next book is called Rachel's Roses. It's about a Jewish girl in New York City. And this is really just like a slice of life. I think this is set at the turn of the century. Yeah, early 20th century. And so she sees some buttons that she wants. She saves up for them, and then she ends up gifting them to someone else. And my daughter really liked this book as well. This book is more of a series of The Kids of Cattywampus Street. It's more of a series of stories that are loosely connected than a novel. And some of the stories are a little weird in a way that my daughter appreciated, but some kids might not. For example, the very, very, very sad story, Evelyn's story. She imagines all these horrible things happening to her and her family, like they all die, and she's so sad. And like, it's clear that it's pretend, that she's just imagining it, and that it's very cathartic for her, but I imagine some kids would be troubled by that. My daughter thought it was silly and like took it in the spirit that it was, I think, intended to be taken, but I think not every kid would quite understand that. But she enjoyed this book. She thought it was really funny. This next series, my daughter likes fairies. So this is Rainbow Magic Fairy Pets. Pet fairies. Something. But there's a whole ton of these books. They're all kind of the same. I feel like they're pretty formulaic, which is not a bad thing, especially for an early reader. They're still learning like story structures and stuff. So these are, I think, helpful for building those sort of schemas in your brain, but I feel like they're very formulaic. This next series is the Whodunit Detective Agency. We have two of them, and it's these two kids who solve mysteries. And my daughter likes this one because the pictures were in color. Not very many of the books at her level have color pictures anymore, so that was kind of exciting for her. So yeah, they're just sweet, low-stakes mystery stories. These next three, I think I showed these in my last library haul video as well. Not these specific books, but books from this series, and my daughter loves these. They're graphic novels. They're about cats who are reporters, and my daughter just thinks they're hilarious. So we got these three, and they're all set up the same way. And then the last book that my daughter checked out this month that I haven't returned yet is this book, Bad Sister. It's a graphic novel about a girl who essentially she does something mean to her brother, and now she thinks, oh no, I'm a bad sister. But she's not. So it's kind of her navigating, how do you apologize? What does it mean to be a good sister? And my daughter is the eldest. She is a sister. She has siblings. So I think this was a really helpful book for her to read. And I thought it was good as well. So I hope you found that helpful. I will link everything in the description box below. I am an Amazon affiliate, so if you click on a link and make a purchase, I do receive a small commission. Thank you for watching.